Welcome to A Simple Life. Today we're going to get the old toolbox that we've been working on back over there onto the Kubota, and we're going to try to stay in the shade because it's like 90 degrees today, isn't it? It's like 90 degrees. It's hot. We're all trying to stay in the shade. Boys are over here. They're eating some apples, and I can tell they had some marionberries because it's on their face. And anyway, so what we're going to do is I got a couple pieces of steel from down at my place. We're going to I'm gonna get the cutting torches set up. I'm gonna make a couple cuts, and then we're going to attach them to the back of the Kubota back over here, and then we're gonna put the toolbox on and bolt it all together, and we'll have a toolbox on the back of the Kubota, and it'll make it, yep, exactly right where Clinton suggested. And so this will make it nice. I've been meaning to bring these up for a while, but I would need to bring up the cutting torches and some other gear for a couple other projects, so I figured we'd do it today. And it's in the shade. It's not great cutting on a 90-degree day, but you could find worse things to do. Well, we're gonna get this going, and then we're going to see what other trouble we get into in a little bit.
So I try to be very intentional with my children, and one of the things I try to do that's very intentional is I try to make sure that I give them credit for their ideas. When they come to me and they say, hey, what do you think about this? They're stepping out and putting themselves at risk of rejection, potentially, because they think they have a good idea. And when they bring a good idea to me, for example, Clint came up with the placement of this toolbox, I make sure every time I talk about it that I give him credit for it. And it's building confidence in my kids.
We got the toolbox on. It's looking good. It's functioning nice. It needs some WD-40, and I was able to get some stuff into it. What we're gonna put in here is my little 200T, which is a great little climbing, pruning, all-around saw. The saw just absolutely just crushes. Some extra bar oil, a 4-3 axe. This is for the 200T. I also have a file in here for the big saws. This is a, I believe it's, let me see, what is it? 7/32. That's what I use for the big saws. And then I'm also gonna put my axe in. I think we're going to get some more work done around here. What do you boys think?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna have them go split all the rest of that wood up there by hand and stack it.
Split it?
I'm just joking. We're not gonna split wood until this evening. We'll split wood once the sun goes over the top of the firs back in that field. So we're in the shade. There's no reason to just roast in the sun for no reason when we have other things we can get done. But for now, got another project done. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and now it's done. We're good. Now we can move on to the next little project. Okay. So today, I guess, is the day of Kubota maintenance. So what we got here is we have a busted exhaust pipe right there, okay? And I'm going to disconnect the battery because whenever you're going to weld on a piece of machinery, like a car or a tractor or anything like that, you always should disconnect the battery. And that's just best practices. I have successfully been perfectly fine with welding with the battery connected, but you better be welding on something that doesn't have any computers on it without disconnecting the batteries. It's just best practices. Once again, people do it, it happens. And here's a good example. This old Jeep of mine, it's got a 5.7 liter Dodge Hemi in it. If you don't believe me, there it is. It's been welded on with the battery disconnected, with it connected multiple times. Mostly when I was young and didn't really know what I was doing, but I'm now just slightly older and still don't know what I'm doing. But I do know there are things that I don't want to have to do, and that's replace computers on pieces of equipment. So generally what I do is I disconnect the battery. You got it removed, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So we are clean. Got the exposed, the culprit here. You can see it's very much not connected. And the funny part is my weld last time held, even though it's ugly, it held. So what I need to do is just make sure I do a much better weld this time, and hopefully, I think what happened was there was probably a little crack. It looks like there was a little crack underneath that I didn't get tacked, and it just went all the way around. It's a diesel motor, so it vibrates like crazy. Okay, Clint, why don't you hand me my welder? Go around, hand me the welding gun. So I'm switching over here. Over there I didn't have good enough power to be able to do the weld. It was just bunching up on me like crazy. It wasn't really penetrating at all. I'm hoping this will be a lot better. Yeah, there you go. All right, hey Clint, what's the wire feed at? The tin number. But I'm kind of, oh.
Dad, the glass is on fire.
Yep, I see that, buddy. That's why I took my helmet off, because I smelt something burning. All right. Well, that's quite a bit quieter, if you ask me. It's, all right. Yep, all right. You guys have to be careful when you lower that, because this is right behind you and it can pinch your arms, okay? So I'm gonna put the welder in here. I don't need the welder for anything else anytime soon. And Clint has pointed out a very cute and interesting sticker, which I find very funny because it's definitely a Herman sticker. I'll have to show you some of the other stickers and signs around the property. They're very funny. Anyways, the boys are gonna take the Kubota, they're gonna go to the top of the hill, and they're gonna stack the wood that we split yesterday while I work on some stuff down here. And then I'm gonna come up and we're gonna split some more wood because we got a lot of wood that needs to be split, so that way we can keep up with the firewood for next year and this year. Thank you boys for helping me. This is running. It sounds much better. It's not screaming at us. It doesn't sound like the old dozer, which is nice. All right. Have fun with the boys. Boys, behave yourselves.
Okay, everybody. My dad needs to move this, the wood splitter. We moved it a little, but we can't move it anymore because we can't pull it forward. So bye.